Hello everybody, it's been a while since we've done one of these. Guess who got to go to EGX? Yes, the Essential Gamer team. You may have seen the video Leroy did of a load of wonderful games that were on display, but this time I'm getting some interviews. Our first interview, we get taken into our own mini mystical world of D&D. I'm going to let the creator of this wonderful thing talk you through what he thinks about it.
Hi, I'm Nick, so I'm one of the co-creators of Life Size D&D. This was an idea we had about a year ago or so. So I'm an artist, so I actually used to do D&D art for a long time, and we always talked about potentially doing something more of an immersive experience. So we've actually created this set just as an initial run to see how this goes. It's also going to be MCM. So what we've done is we've created a giant D&D set where people get to dress up as one of 4 classes currently, and the idea is that you can get to sort of walk around on the grid, you fight monsters, you solve riddles, you basically working out things like how to get through from one end to the other without getting killed and all this stuff. So it's been really successful. We've been booked out pretty much every morning, so we've been trying to stagger the groups coming through because we want to make sure everyone's got access and it's fair for everyone. But yeah, we're working out a few kinks, but it's just been really super popular. We've had a lot of very happy, very sweaty people coming out the other end just as barbarians and wizards and saying they've all loved it. And yeah, we've had some really experienced D&D players and a lot of noobs that have basically all tested it themselves. And so far the feedback's been really positive. So yeah, we're really happy, very relieved. It took about 3 months to create all the walls and stuff, so I'm very relieved that it's all gone down well. And we're generally just really happy, and we're quite excited about the future of how we can grow this in terms of making more scenarios, more sets, and yeah, people have been coming through saying, oh, we wish we could erase our memories so we can come back and do it again. So yeah, we're really chuffed. I mean, it's just genuine. I've been trying to get honest feedback, and everyone's been like, just love it. So very relieved, very tired, very, very happy that it's turned out the way it has.
So if money wasn't an issue, what would your ideal kind of scenario be? Would you hire like a castle, a cave system?
So what we would like to do, I think, is because this stuff is currently this is all very much handmade. Things like the material costs were quite low because we just weren't sure how this was going to work out. So we would love to invest money into actually creating some proper sets, more durable. Maybe there's the option then that we could take this outside. Like fantasy forests and all sorts of different locations. Currently, as it stands, it's if someone fell into it, it would probably break. But at the moment, it's all seemed pretty good. So we'd love to do that. We'd obviously like to try and find a better way of transporting it. So maybe investing in a van, and also maybe the end goal could be to have a permanent location where we could actually set this up, change it around a bit, but actually get people like all year round to come in, and we could do like work experiences. We could just generally get groups to come through and enjoy it, and
kind of like a bit more detailed escape room.
Yeah, exactly. We'll create more characters, more classes. It's just the possibilities of D&D are endless. I work for a charity that does art therapy, so one of the things we've always looked at is role play therapy. So we're kind of thinking that potentially we could bring groups in to help with social skills, building up resilience to things like anxiety and depression, and there's lots of ways that we could adapt this and help. But at the moment, it's really just about having fun, and everyone seems to be really enjoying it. And it ticks a lot of boxes, and we're hoping we might get some celebs at some point to come through and do a bit of a run. So we're really hoping we can reach out to places like Critical Role, Baldur's Gate 3 in the next 2 weeks, and see if we can get even just those guys can come and take some photos and just having Vox Machina running through here would be the dream. But we're hopeful, but we're hoping that we can make some really good progress with this. So
So in an ideal world, is Critical Role the highest we want to be, or would you want Henry Cavill?
Henry Cavill, Witcher coming through would be incredible. But no, I think something like Critical Role would be brilliant because they are so well known for D&D, and in terms of like the fan base, that would be for them. That would be a real kind of pinnacle of those kind of that kind of level, and just having not even just from a promotional point of view, just more from if those guys approve it, we've done something right. So but obviously Wizard of the Coast we'd love to get have conversations with and get them involved as well, and we see real potential in it, and we've got such a talented team of like actors and prop designers and illustrators, and the team that put this together and build it. It's been a real team effort, and everyone's exhausted, but we're really happy that it's we're kind of buzzing at the moment. I think next few weeks I'm going to be like sleep. No, great.
Final question for
yes.
you. This is just one of are you kind of like? What's your favourite class that you've played in D&D so far?
I'm a barbarian through and through. Like, I know people think I'm a dwarf, but like, I always go for big, strong characters. You point them in the direction swinging. Like, not so much a fan of standing back and throwing spells. No, a big barbarian, lizard man. I'm happy. Like,
you haven't tried a barbarian yet, have you?
oh, a barbarian. That's a really good. Why not mix it up a bit? Yeah. But yeah, we just want to have fun with it, and that's what it should be. So essentially, that's why everyone comes here. Is to have a good time. And if we can give half an hour of adventure, take them out of this environment into something else, quite often they walk out and go, oh, it's the real world again. Like, so that's what we wanted. And yeah, we've been sort of taking features. We want to do a few videos and stuff, and try and get this really kind of up and running. Website coming soon.
Brilliant, thank you. I was just about to say, what's your website?
So at the moment we're on Facebook, so it's the Lifestyle D&D on Facebook. We've also got a Discord channel as well. The website, like I said, will be up and running very soon, so we're even hoping potentially there may be booking system set up as well. But yeah, we just really want to get the name out there and try and build up a community of people that want to join us and help out, and any ideas welcome, so we're open.
Brilliant.
No worries.
Unfortunately, I didn't actually manage to get much more footage because it was lovely to see that this was completely booked out for the entire day. They managed to slot me in for a quick interview, and thank you so much to the players who kind of ignored the fact that I was in the background. If you get a chance to visit this, I highly recommend it. They were lovely people. I'll include some pictures of their Instagram and stuff down below, and I highly recommend you give them a chat. As always at these things, there are people who are trying to recruit for the video game industry, so we thought we'd get a little interview with one of the teams that is well known that was there this weekend, just so that you could have an idea of maybe if you want to get into the industry, what was going on.
So, my name's Tom. I am a junior gameplay programmer here at Rebellion, and we're here today doing portfolio reviews, looking over people's CVs, giving advice, just generally how to get into the games industry. If anyone's interested in joining Rebellion specifically, taking down details, all that kind of stuff, all things games careers. The biggest advice I've given, this goes across like any kind of roles, is it's staying persistent. It is quite hard work getting into the industry. It's a very niche industry, and there's a lot of people who want to do it. But ultimately, I do think the hardest thing is just keeping up that faith. Like, you're going to apply to a lot of companies. A lot of them are not going to get back to you. They all have hundreds, and it's very hard to individually get back to each. But it is. I think for me, it is a case of persistence. Is going to be the most important thing to get into programming, design, art, whatever. Bit of everything to be honest. As far as I'm aware, yeah, we've got openings across a lot of our different departments right now. And if not, prospective applications, that kind of stuff is always welcome.
With a short interview of Rebellion over, we headed to the indie game section where we found some more horror games for us to discuss.
So yeah, Deceit is a social deception immersive horror game. It's a multiplayer game for 6 to 9 people. And the original was for 6 people, came out in 2017, and it's been on Steam. It's done pretty well over the years, like about 15 million downloads on Steam, so it's quite a popular kind of somewhat niche, like fun multiplayer Steam game. And so we came back to it in 2020 and thought, hey, like, how can we take this to the next level? It's had quite a lot of downloads, people are loving the kind of social deception genre, they're loving the horror multiplayer genre. And so Deceit 2 is rebuilt from scratch now to support cross-play. It's coming, the full launch with cross-play and consoles is coming at the end of this year. You can already play it now on Steam. Still plenty of content updates and kind of regular bi-weekly updates happening to the game right now. But yeah, so Deceit 2 is same concept. What it is 2 people in the game are infected and they try and kill everyone else before they can escape. Yeah, so like in the party games like Mafia and Werewolf, there's a day period and a night period. We call that reality and in between. It's a bit like Lovecraftian, like kind of Stranger Things, So basically, the infected players are humans in the reality phase. They trigger these altars, and then it kind of transports everyone to this alternate dimension where they turn into monsters. Each time that happens, they can kill one player, and then it essentially resets. So, can they get through all of the other up to 6 players before they escape? But those other players can also work together to eliminate those 2 players. It's similar to Dead by Daylight in some areas where you have the monster chasing people down, but that's not throughout the whole game. and in other ways it's similar to your Town of Salem's or Among Us or Mafia or Werewolf. So it kind of has social deception aspects as well as kind of immersive horror aspects. Lovecraft style like narrative of it, like we wanted to be pretty open to what the monsters could be, because every expansion we want to just have a completely new monster. So initially we've got the kind of tanky experiment terror that's kind of just a strong large monster that hunts you down. We've got the werewolf coming out very soon. Then we have a vampire that we're also building. So the traditional kind of creatures we've got, but we're also doing some weirder and wackier things later on next year.
While wandering around, we spotted another game that looks right up Lily's street, to do with witches and demons and ghosts. So we asked about it.
Hey, I'm from the Square Enix Collective team, the indie division part of Square Enix. This is our title, Little Goody Two Shoes, which is developed by a team in Portugal called Astral Shift. This game focuses on Elise, our fiery, sassy queen, who has dreams of becoming filthy rich. She comes from a devout town of Kieferberg, where there's rumours of being a witch. Believing that this could be her ticket out of there, she goes on a bit of an adventure where you will enter a day and night cycle of doing various activities. This is the 90s nostalgic anime meets kind of horror undertones. And during the day, you'll be doing chores, avoiding suspicion, romancing one of 3 lovely ladies. And during the night, you will be dungeon crawling and trying to figure out how to survive, item manage, and, you know, get through to the next part of the day. So, yeah, that's it all in a summary for you.
Next, we headed over to the Wired team, who were playing 2 very, very different games.
So we're Wired Productions, and we're publishers of Gory and Bulwark. So first of all, Gory Cuddly Carnage is a cat on a hoverboard killing mutant unicorns, using the hoverboard as like a sword. It's kind of Devil May Cry crossed with Tony Hawk's. Really frantic, fun cat game. Not for kids, but it's a lot of fun. Launch is early next year, and will be on all platforms. And then we have a bit further down the line, we have Bulwark, which is a city builder or settlement builder. It's the second in the series of the Falconeer Chronicles, which is the Falconeer was a game that launched on the Xbox Series X. It was a launch title where you fly around on giant falcons. This is set in the same universe as that. You fly around, you are now building the cities and the settlements within that universe. It's a very chilled, calming city builder. You mine your resources, collect everything up, and then start building, go from stone to wood to stone and up to iron and beyond. Very much an emphasis on making it as simple as possible to build the most amazing structures which you can in a very short amount of time. This we don't have a launch window for yet. It is a game that is being created by a single person, Thomas Sala, who absolutely loves his game, and we're still very much heavy in development, and it's still going through lots of changes, but it's a very, very calming, beautiful game to play.
That sounds like it's your favourite one then, out there.
Yes and no. Yes and no. I love Gory. Depends on what type of game you want to play. Gory is mindless fun. The soundtrack's amazing. It's just pure fun. Bulwark is much more calming, sort of relaxing game.
So perfect for those cosy streamers
Yes.
out there. Brilliant.
And finally, we got to interview the last one for the day, which is another horror game. I'm not at all biased.
Right, yeah, Harvest Sun is a first-person single-player roguelike in which your village is being beset by a monster called the Devourer, who's eating all your ambrosia. So, short straws have been drawn, and it's your turn to go out there, banish the Devourer, bring the ambrosia back to your village. It's a mix of first-person single-player battling against a monster in the farmlands and cornfields of your village. After you do each night, you can come back and you get a card-based deck builder in which you can have different tools and fortifications and abilities. unlucky for you, the monster can also get some mutations, and as you progress, the monster mutates as you gain different abilities. We have one side which is the battling, the other side which is deck building, and the final side is uncovering the mystery of the village of Luna Nova and what really is going on. So you can play every night, you can replay it, and unlock more and more mysteries as you go along. The Devourer is not from Lovecraft. We're trying not to do Lovecraftian this time, but maybe next time. But it's inspired by dark European folklore, so there's a lot of that inspired us. The ambrosia is simply the food that keeps the people in Luna Nova alive. They look like big red cherries. They're delicious.
And that's all of the people that we could manage to rustle up for an interview. Unfortunately, we didn't get to see the Just Oil people attack the Tekken tournament, or whatever tournament it was going on in the background. We left like 2 minutes before that happened. And also, I've learned that I need to take a lot more B-roll footage, so apologies about that. Hope you enjoyed.